still no. They got to the bottom of that shit, right? Now listen, this may be a case where Morrow just needs to come out and say, this is what happened to me. And maybe he will, if they make him ride this thing out till August.
I said everyone!
Did you hear it? I'm sorry, how ridiculous is it? It's damn ridiculous. I said everyone! Dude, you're 7 feet tall and 300 pounds. Don't talk like an idiot. I said everyone! And he actually lets out this roar! This is why wrestling blows. Prime example.
From AC to DJ Stames. Hell, I'll even think, my boy Robert Wells, Robert Ventura, the Electric City Saint, even old Rick Hendrickson. Everything that they did over the last week for WrestleMania coverage and beyond, it was a great week for everybody involved. Whether or not we liked Mania, didn't like Mania, did like the outcome, didn't like the outcome, you gotta admit, through it all, we gave you some damn good radio over the last week, folks. And with that being said, we're going to give you more radio when we come back. Stay tuned.
TK O'Ryan on Ring of Honor, the Honorable Wrestling.
Yes.
Bro, they're doing all these high spots. Now, I know we've had the conversation before that perhaps wrestling would be better if there were less high spots and maybe more in-ring psychology. But dude, even beyond that, for the sake of safety.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how many people were able to see what happened to TK O'Ryan, but the injury that he sustained from hitting his shins or ankles on the barriers, dude, that's something that could happen almost every time these guys do these high spots.
After Odell did this great job, of not taking the bait from Josh Norman in that game 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was, a week and a half ago. He didn't take the bait. He let Josh Norman be the aggressor. He let Josh Norman get the penalties. And I said, my boy's growing up. And then I wake up Tuesday morning, and this is what I see. And you know what, Bob McAdoo and Jerry Reese, why did you let it happen? And, oh, no. Get on the damn plane with your teammates and fly back to New York.
Cousins 9-7. There's no quarterback in the league that we can grab and get the same result. Please. Enough with this guy. He is who he is. He makes terrible decisions. He won't leave the pocket. He will stand there and get killed. He will throw the ball behind guys 10 yards. Deshaun Jackson will go on a fly pattern. He'll go deep. He'll run a go route. And there's Kirk just sailing it over his head 20 yards. No chance of a play whatsoever. Is that Deshaun's fault? He's got 2 steps on 2 defenders down the sideline. And there's Kirk. Incomplete. No shit. Incomplete pass. No shit. Thanks, Joe Buck. Thanks. I didn't see that coming. You know why he can't hit Deshaun running down a sideline consistently? Because he's not consistent. Let's give him another year, but this time, let's pay him $24 million until we find out he's inconsistent. I think we found that out already, didn't we? My God, I can't believe what I'm hearing and seeing today. I cannot believe it.
It is here, as you can probably hear by that clicking noise. That is the Nintendo Switch. And let's hear that one more time. It's just a nice sound, isn't it? It's just a nice sound when you can click that in there and you can hear this as it's supposed to be heard. There it is. And I got 2 games for it. I got Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I went ahead and bought 1-2 Switch for my kids. They'll have fun playing that. To me, that's pretty much a let's get drunk and party type of game, and I don't drink. So this game, unless I have like a bunch of friends over, it really doesn't mean much. And speaking of the Friends, and speaking of the Switch launch, I went to the launch midnight. They were doing pre-rings at about 6 o'clock.
You said mainstream media after I said mainstream media. I have a great question, moving off of wrestling. What the hell's going on in mainstream media right now? Because apparently, Donald Trump fires 59 missiles at a Syrian airbase, and it kind of seems like there's been a shift going on, you know, from your CNNs and your MSNBCs. What the hell is going on here?
Well, dude, I don't know. I mean, if a president who's not acting like he's, you know, in with the whole status quo of how government should be done, aka neocon city,
right?
And then all of a sudden he starts to maybe do something that makes him look like he could be a neocon after all. Perhaps said media would be a little bit more loving of that individual.
Guys that train with him on the card. He was in their stinking corner. He's there, ready to fight, taking their money, and he says no to the 2 fights he could have had. Allegedly. And you're going to call him the greatest fighter ever? The greatest heavyweight ever? Fuck out of here. Not on this show. Not with this show host. Never, ever. That's all I'm going to say.
I have a podcast. Why not discuss this show? So, on the show, Ms. Remini has a man with her, and he's telling his story. His name is Mike Rinder. He also left the Church of Scientology.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your color commentator for TNA, Mr. Don West. Don, my first question to you is, are you satisfied with the direction that TNA is taking so far?
The audience there, man, big things happening, Sting coming in. Are you kidding? I think it's it's hard to believe how far we've come. I think it's the best time at TNA, and it just got so much more to go.
John and I went 4 hours last month, folks. It's the returning John Filipavich. How are you doing, John?
I'm well. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing good, man.
So here we are with Dmitry Nosarov, and I hope I said that right, Dmitry.
It actually you did very good.
Thank you. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, thanks.
I'm John. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Chris.
I am Jim, the drummer. I'm Gus Black, the bassist. And we are Flick of Box. And you are listening to Blading for Truth.
Direct from Hollywood, California, with yours truly, Kyle Hester. Mr. Hester, welcome to Blading for Truth.
Hey.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
And opening the show with me, I have a special guest. He hasn't been with us for a while. My brother over here, Travis Gordon, Travis Flip Gordon, Air Gordon. He's got a ton of nicknames. He loves to fly. Travis, my brother, what's going on? How you doing?
Not much, man. How you been?
Good. I'm good. I'm glad you're back with us. I had TK on a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking about it. It's about time we get Flip back on too. So it's good to have you.
I appreciate it, man.
It's been a while since we talked to this guy, but he's been a big supporter and probably the guy I've interviewed more than anybody on Cool Down with AC. The best around, the sassy wild horse himself, and now member of Matt Taven's New Kingdom and Ring of Honor. The XWA World Heavyweight Champion, the NEW World Heavyweight Champion, and also 1/3 of the ROH 6-man tag champions, the one and only TK Orion. TK, first of all, Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for being with us again. It's great to have you.
It's been a while, but I'm back, AC.
Absolutely.
It's been a while, but I'm back. And Merry Christmas to you too, man, and thanks for having me back. Always enjoyed.
Ego and Okada brought everything these fucking
Because you're obsessed with WWE, just like the delusional universe is, Joe. You're one of them. Just accept
100%. 100%.
McMahon is not going to give you what you want. Period.
As soon as they started booing Reigns when McMahon was out, they turned down the crowd sound and turned McMahon's voice up, and he talked right over him. They could have done the same thing.
Yeah, because they were telling Vince McMahon flat out what they wanted. Roman
what
sucks.
they wanted? They cheered. They cheered the guy who's doing this to them when he came out.
And then, they cheered him because he's Vince, and they were showing him respect. And then as soon as...
Hold on.
They were
showing Vince, the guy you hate, that doesn't give you what you want, that shoved John Cena down your throat for a decade.
Then why is it that after they sang along with him, after they sang along with him, what did they do? They started telling them their opinion of Roman.
The load. Eat the McMahon load like everybody else.
No, they started chanting Roman sucks at the guy writing the fucking product.
Different. His merch sales tell him something different. His WWE network hits tell them something different. His social media hits tell them something different.
I'm so sick and tired of this, man. I'm so sick and tired. Where was the fuck you Vince chant? Tell me. Roman Reigns isn't fucking real, man. He ain't real.
The guy you're booing.
The real guy that created the character that everybody's booing is out there, and they're not saying "fuck you, Vince."
John Cena and Hulk Hogan.
How pathetically
instead of saying "fuck you, Vince," they're trying to tell Vince what they want.
They said "fuck you, Roman."
Minority was trying to tell
Hey, if you're going to treat it as real,
so now that one crowd that Roman held in the palm of their hand is a vocal minority, be it Roman can do it anywhere.
This is what we're talking about. This is the gaggle of smart marks, Joe.
Why
this
are they? If Roman,
stand on the same.
You're telling me Roman Reigns isn't scripted?
I honestly believe Monday night. No. That whole
You're telling me there was nobody in.